KC9GCR, KD9QVW.
KB9QBW, this KC9GCR. Go ahead, Agile.
Hey, Jimmy, how you doing tonight? I'll be down for an early bird check-in, and I'll be back once I'm done with my dinner, I'll check back in. And last night on the Saturn net, sorry I went MIA. Right after I checked in, my phone rang, very important call, and I was on the phone for about an hour. So sorry about that last night, and I will talk to you later on the Fun Net. KD9QVW, I'll be clear.
Okay, I'm going to start the net right now. So thank you. We'll look forward to hearing you later. Enjoy your chow. We'll talk to you during the net. KC9GCR. Good evening, everybody. It's 8 o'clock. And welcome to the Friday Night Fun Net on the K9 RFD repeater in Rockford. My name is Jim. My call is KC9GCR. I'm located in Freeport, and I'll be your net control station this evening. The purpose of having this net is what the name implies, to have fun. This is what this hobby of amateur radio is all about, in addition to providing emergency communications if when situation warrants. A secondary purpose of this net is to provide an on-air meeting place for all amateur radio operators. Everybody's welcome to check in. You do not have to be a member of any club, organization, group, or association to participate in this net. All you need is a valid FCC license. This net meets each every Friday evening at 8 p.m. This repeater is a PL 114.8 plus offset. You need to have that programmed in your radio in order to have access to the repeater. For those of you who may be using older radios that do not have PL capability, or if the PL as your radio's not working properly, you can check into the Friday Night Fun Net by using the repeater output frequency of the straight 195 simplex. If I hear you, I will nod you and check you in the net. Also, if you're on the 6, okay, I do not know if Kirk KD9N has his Echo Link connected or not. But if he does, you know, we just switched the net over to 195. You can check in the Friday Night Fun Net via Echo Link. It's the Whiskey 9 Alpha X-Ray Delta Dash Romeo. Whiskey 9 Alpha X-Ray Delta Dash Romeo. Of course, if you're on the 6, you can hear the repeater, but you can't get to it due to conditions, or you're too far away from it, or you don't have Echo Link. You can't get it via the Echo Link. You can give me a call on the Friday Night Fun Net Central Hotline, area code 815-232-FNFN. 232-3636, the local Freeport number. I'll take your checking over the phone, but try to check it on the radio first. Okay, sorry about that, folks. I had to turn my scanners off there, so, okay. Here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to take short time on mobile stations. If you if you can't stay for the net, you got something else going on, you're better concentrate, you're driving, you got family time coming or what have you, you can't stay for the net, I'll take your short time on mobile stations. If you have traffic, we'll do your traffic right away. After that, we'll take general check-ins. First, we'll take general check-ins from northern Illinois, and next we'll take general check-ins from southern Wisconsin. After that, we'll take general check-ins from anywhere in northern Illinois or southern Wisconsin. When you check in the net, say whether or not you have traffic. Your traffic consists of bike rides, marathons, breakfast, or hamfests. We got 2 hamfests coming up. And, okay, that's about it there. The roundtable discussion for tonight, we haven't done this in a while. What kind of a TV set do you own? Zenith, RCA, Panasonic, Motorola, Dumont, or what have you? That's what we're talking about tonight. Then, of course, we'll do our regular features. We'll do the W9 Gene Duncan DX Corners in honor of our late great friend and colleague, Gene Duncan, W9GD, the king of DX. Every time he checked in his net, he always had a DX report to pass along. Then we'll have the TechNet portion. If anybody has any technical questions, are you having a problem with your amplifier or your power supply? What kind of antenna do you want to put up on your tower? We'll do you have technical questions, we'll try to answer them for you. Then we'll do the SwapNet. Do you have any items to buy, sell, trade, or want? Anything related to the hobbies, RAM trade, or computers? We'll do that. And then, let's see. Then we'll do the trivia segment. One moment, please. Okay, I'll tell you what there. Last week's trivia segment went well over an hour, and I decided, well, you know what? To me, that was a bit too long. So we'll try to cut it back there. So we'll try to. This is for the benefit of those who are studying for their first ham radio licenses. So okay. Excuse me. I want to say this. Last week's Friday Night Fun Net. I deeply regret to report it will not be heard on the Facebook page. From what, according to Ricky, WX9RLT recorded it, the audio was too compromised or corrupted. So, sorry to say, folks, you will not be able to hear the last week's net. That's a shame, too. That was a great net we had last week with pizza and pasta and what have you there. So, I'm kind of looking for any volunteers who would record the net on as a backup. Any backup people will record the Friday Night Fun Net on the audio portion on the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page. So, okay. Okay, with all the so-called formalities out of the way, let's get underway. Do we have any short-time remote stations who'd like to check in at this time? Please call now.
KL7JAB, Bill in Rockford, no traffic.
Alpha 9, Victor Uniform, Michael in Janesville. I don't have any traffic. K9KZT with traffic.
KC9GCR.
WB9, PCA, no traffic.
Okay, stations on standby. KL7JEB, I've got you checked in. Short time. Thank you for checking in. Have a good evening. AE9VU, Mike and Janesville, I've got you checked in. Have a good evening, 73. Thank you for checking in. K9KZT, I got you checked in with traffic. Let me get your traffic in a minute there. We've got two other stations trying to check in, and let's come back one more time, please.
KC9GCR.
WB9, TCA, Ron and Roscoe, no traffic.
WB9PCA, I've got you checked in. There was a station, another station trying to check in. Other station, come back, please.
KC9GCR. This is KD9, Romeo Papa, Gina, Beloit, Wisconsin, no traffic.
Okay, I don't know what happened. For whatever reason, I was keying up on digital there. KG9RPP, Gina and Beloit have got you checked in. 73, thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. And enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekend. WP9PCA, I've got you checked in short time. Thank you for checking in. You have a good evening, too. Any more short-time mobile stations for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
KC9GCR. This is KC9NEX, Gordy, Stillman Valley. No traffic, short time, Jim.
KC9NEX. Gordy and Stillman Valley. Got you checked in, Gordy. 73, have a good evening. Thank you for checking in. Any more stations for a short time on mobile would like to check in before I get to Larry's traffic there? Come on back.
KD9HKX, Larry in Roscoe, short time, no traffic.
all right. KC9HKS, Larry and Roswell, I've got you checked in. 73, have a good evening. Thank you for checking in. KB9RZZ, Larry in Rural Dakota, checked in via Simplex. Got you checked in. Did you get out your motorcycle this week? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Get well soon. Watch out and buy on that bike. Thank you for checking in, Larry. I'll talk to you after the net. I'll give you a call on 39. Thank you for checking in. Any more short-time mobilizations? I'll have to check in the Friday Night Fun net. Before I get to Larry's traffic, please call now.
KC9QPL, Paul, Low Sparks, short time, no traffic.
KC9QPL, Paul, Low Sparks, I've got you checked in. Paul Southerly, have a good evening. We'll catch you on the Monday night Rara on that. Thank you for checking in. Any more short-time mobilizations? I'd like to check in. Please call now. Okay, let's go ahead. T9 KZT. Larry, go ahead with your traffic, please.
KC9 GCR in the group. This is K9KZT. Good evening, Jimmy and everybody. Okay, most people here probably know that I've been doing code practice on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday evenings after the previous net, usually about 7:20, 7:30. So next Tuesday, we're going to begin again introducing the individual letters as well as normal practice. So if you've heard this stuff about CW we're doing here or whatever, carries net, stuff like that, you wondered where to start, well, this is for you. And if you can't get in Tuesday, I do repeat briefly the previous lessons, 2 lessons each time. So we'll catch you up on Wednesday or, on Thursday. Anyway, why should you learn code, or CW as we call it? Well, it's fun. You can put a signal on the air with simple equipment and not just QRP stuff either. And the code will punch a signal through with the least equipment, and it's fun. I talk to people on 40 meters, and every one of them is, of course, they're prejudiced, but are really seem to be enjoying themselves and saying that's what they really like. But anyway, if it's for you or if it's not for you, learn a little bit about it, starting next Tuesday, right from the beginning. And we'll also have the practice on Monday, the regular practice. Thank you, Jimmy. Back to you, the greatest show on ham radio right here. K9 or KC9 GCR, K9KZT.
Thank you very much there, Larry, and thank you for all you do in regard to CW practice. I think this is great there, and congratulations to Kerry K9 and MAP for getting all the trivia questions right on the Tuesday code practice. On the roundtable tonight, that's what we're going to be talking about. One of the questions we're talking about, who invented the color TV? Of course, it was RCA. That'll give me an idea. What kind of TV set do you own? Zenith, RCA, Dumont, Philco, or Motorola, or whatever. That's what we'll be talking about later on. So, thank you for checking in there, Larry, and bringing in this traffic reference to CW practice. 73, have a good evening. Thank you for checking in. Okay, at this time, do we still have any more short time or mobile stations? I'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun net. Please call now.
KC9GCR, this is W9JTC, and I do have some traffic when you get to the traffic portion, sir. I didn't know if you were taking them now or later.
Okay, Jamie, are you checking in short time?
Negative, sir. I will be there for that. My apologies, I got in too soon. You can scold me later, Jimmy. W9JTC.
No, that's all right. You're good, Jamie. Thank you. We'll get you back in a few minutes there with your traffic. Okay. Thank you for checking in. All right. There appears to be no more short-time mobile stations. Let's go with general check-ins. Well, we already got Jamie W9JTC from Rockford, Northern Illinois. Any stations in northern Illinois who would like to check in, please call now. KD9MED, okay, Mike and Rochelle with traffic. We'll get back to you in a few minutes with your traffic. Thank you for checking in. Any more general check-ins from northern Illinois, the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now.
AC9NW, Tom and Roscoe, no traffic.
AC9NW, okay, Tom, I've got you checked in. I'll get back to you in a few minutes around there. Thank you for checking in. Any more general check-ins from northern Illinois for the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now.
KD9MAP, Gary and Rockford.
KD9MAP, Carrie and Robert. I got you checked in, Carrie. I'll get back to you in a few minutes at the roundtable. Of course, well, I know you have a DX report coming up on the W9 Gene Duncan DX corner. Thank you for checking in, Larry. We'll get back to you in a few minutes. Any more general check-ins from northern Illinois for the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now. Okay. Well, not too many check-ins from northern Illinois. Let's see if we can get as many. Let's see if we can how many we can get from southern Wisconsin. Any stations in southern Wisconsin would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now.
Norm in Orfordville, Wisconsin.
Norman, Orfordville, Wisconsin. I got you checked in. You were covered in another station that doubled over you, but I recognize your voice, so you're checked in. I'll get back to you in a few minutes around there, but thank you for checking in. Any more general check-ins from southern Wisconsin for the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now.
KC9 GCR. This is KD9 QVE, Greg and Boyd.
KC9 GCR. This is KD9IXE, Joe in Janesville, no traffic.
Okay, I got two more stations from southern Wisconsin. KD9QVE, Greg and Boyd have got you checked in. I'll get back to you in a few minutes around there, but thank you for checking in. KD9IXE, Joe in Janesville, I also got you checked in. We'll get back to you in a few minutes at the round table, and thank you for checking in. Any more general check-ins from southern Wisconsin for the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now. Well, it's Friday Night Fish Friday night in Wisconsin. We're fishing your favorite bar, Western Tavern, either catfish, buffalo, carp, bullhead, northern pike, walleye, muskie, or crappie. Those of you in the Milwaukee area, you're eating your Polish sausages, hot dogs, brats, kielbasa, and Braunschweiger. Of course, the cheese lovers are eating some of that famous Wisconsin cheese. Okay. Any general check-ins from anywhere in northern Illinois or southern Wisconsin for Friday Night Fun Net, please call now.
KC9 GCR, KD9 QVW. I'm back and finished with dinner.
KD9QVW, we got you checked in, Angel. That was a quick dinner. What did you have?
My neighbor brought me over some tilapia with rice and peppers and tomato. It was very good. So my wife and I split that.
Okay, that's good, Angelo. Okay, sounds good. I'll get back to you in a few minutes at the round table. Thank you for checking in, Angelo. Glad you enjoyed your jalapeno. Okay, any more stations in northern Illinois or southern Wisconsin for Friday Night Fun Net, please call now. ahead with the traffic portion. W9JTC, Jamie and Rockford, what do you got for us?
Oh, KC9GCR in the group, W9JTC. Just wanted to pass this along. I wasn't sure if anybody was aware of it. They are having, I know there's a CQ or a contest this weekend I think everybody knows about that's on the HF, but they're having a special event from now until the 30th for Last Man Standing. They're going to have stations on HF, they're going to have stations on UHF, they're doing moon bounce, they're doing QSOs with packet through the International Space Station. They're running that from now until the 30th at 23:59 UTC. You can earn a certificate with it. It's for the Last Man Standing program, and just thought anybody who likes to chase after some of these obscure certificates like yours truly, you can have some fun with it. I worked several today on 40 meters and some on 20 yesterday, so it's a lot of fun, but you got to work through the pileups. It can be a little frustrating. I did it with 100 watts. No, didn't need any extra power with it. So I just thought I'd pass that along, and that's all I've got, Jimmy. Nothing exciting going on around here. Just playing with the radios and preparing for a weekend of playing auto mechanic again. So back to you, sir. W9JTC in the group.
Okay, Jamie, W9JTC, thank you for bringing this traffic reference special event for Last Man Standing. Yeah, that was on the... those of you who listen to our Wednesday evening swap net on the 390 repeater at 8 o'clock, we have Amateur Radio Newsline, and I'm sure that was broadcast on the Amateur Radio Newsline about that. So, okay, sounds good. I never watched that show. I'm not a sitcom person anyway, so that's the way it goes. But good luck, Jamie. Okay. KD9MED, Mike and Rochelle, what do you got for us? Okay, sounds good there, Mike. If I talk to, if Ricky checks in, WX9RLT, if he checks in, I'll let him know. Thanks. Thanks for doing that for us. So, okay. Thank you. Any other station have any traffic they'd like to pass along for the net? Please go ahead. Okay, I do have traffic. Now I'm going to do my own traffic. Next Saturday, April 3rd at 12:30 p.m., Freeport Public Library. State Line Amateur Radio Club will be conducting a BE testing session. If you want more information, you can contact the Brandon K9LA or Tony and then NIN and then ARB. Hopefully we'll get a good turnout next Saturday, and hopefully everybody will pass. Also, we got 2 Hamfests coming up. The Sandwich Hamfest will take place on Sunday, May the 2nd, at the Sandwich Fairgrounds. If you have a ticket from last year's Hamfest, which you didn't get to use since that was canceled, excuse me, that ticket will be honored. Last year's ticket will be honored at the Sandwich Hamfest. They're trying to get a hold, see if they can get a hold of any vendors, food vendors, or anything like that. Let's see. Advance tickets. I don't know. I think I'm gonna screw this up. I think advance tickets are $10. Tickets at the door cost $8. I've got the feeling I did not say that correctly. So anybody knows, please correct me. Sandwich Hamfest. Sunday, May the 2nd at the Sandwich Fairgrounds. Also, Starved Rock Hamfest will take place on Sunday, June the 6th. However, it will not take place at the fairgrounds in Preston, as been that way for many years. Instead, it will be held at the fairgrounds in Mendota, Illinois. So, more information on that handfest will be coming up shortly. That's my traffic. Okay. Before we proceed, are there any more stations you'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. All right. Let's go ahead with the TechNet portion. You having a problem with your amplifier or power supply? Or what kind of antenna you want to put up on your tower? If you have technical questions, go ahead and ask them. We'll try to answer them for you. Does anybody have any technical questions that they'd like to bring before the net? Okay, well, no technical questions tonight, so okay, we'll move on to the W9 Gene Duncan DX Corner. This is in honor of our late great friend and colleague, Gene Duncan, W9GD, the king of DX. Every time he checked in his head, he always had a DX report. He and W9, the late Dennis Ekstrom, W9 Stockholm, Sweden, were the biggest DXers in the area. So, okay. Does anybody have any DX reports they'd like to pass along at this time?
KD9MAP.
K9MAP. Okay, Gary, what do you got for us?
This is KD9MAP. Thank you, Jimmy, and good evening, everybody. I did work one new country this week, and I have this story to go along with it. Sunday, I worked North America on 40 meters from 8:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m., which is unusually early in the day for me. When I was done, I noticed on PSK Reporter that my earliest signals had been spotted by 2 stations in Australia, free set. So I went to the VOACAP website, that's VOACAP website, to look up when would be the best time of day to try to work Australia. Their data said that in March, the best time of day for Illinois to try to work Australia on 40 meters would be between 3 a.m. and 9 a.m. On Monday, I reluctantly awoke at 4 a.m. and started operating. Free set. Sure enough, the first Australian QSO I made was at 5 a.m., and by 6 a.m. I had completed QSOs with 4 Aussie stations. I ran 60 watts, and these were easy contacts with no repeats needed. All 4 stations quickly sent me QSL confirmations via Logbook of the World, etc. Free set. So now I'm up to 94 countries with 86 confirmed. As mentioned briefly earlier, the CQ Worldwide Sideband contest began at 7 p.m. tonight and runs for 48 hours, so you should see some good phone traffic on the main bands this weekend. Thank you, and back to Jimmy. KD9MAP over.
That's congratulations on working 4 stations in Australia. That's great. I want to ask, did you ever work Franz Joseph Land? I'm sure you know where that's at. That's east. That's east of Spitsbergen.
Not yet, Jimmy. But if I ever see them come up, I'll definitely. Or if I ever see again, I use PSK Reporter, and so I can always see who's spotting me around the world, and that clues me in to new places that I can try, new stations and QTHs I can try. So I don't have them yet, but I'd sure love to. KD9MAP over.
Okay, Scott, 89SF worked Franz Joseph Land a few weeks, a few years ago, I should say. He was asking everybody about. He was telling me all about there, but that was great. I was just kind of curious. Okay, Kerry, thank you for checking, getting in that DX report. I'm sure we'll hear from you during the trivia segment, which is coming up in a few minutes. Okay, does any other station have any DX reports they'd like to pass along? swap net. All items he bought, sold, or traded must be related to hobbies of ham radio or computers. All items he bought, sold, or traded must be the property of or possession of the person who wants to get rid of stuff. We mentioned prices over the air, but haggling should be done either in person or over the telephone. Also, no commercial business of any kind is allowed. Is there any station with swap net traffic at this time? Okay, let the record show there's no swap net traffic to be had. During the Monday night Rara on there, we also have a swap net segment. Of course, Wednesday evenings at 8 p.m. here in Freeport on the 147.390 repeater PL 114.8 plus offset, we have the Wednesday evening swap net. It runs from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. till all traffic is handled. I was in control this past Wednesday. I only ended up with only six check-ins. Mel, N9RP on the Transceivers 39 repeater bases ham radio newsline. 15-minute independent news broadcast of order entirely to ham radio or computers. Okay. All right, let's go ahead with the round table. This came up as a result of the Tuesday CW contest. Some of the tribute, Larry K9KGT was doing trivia. He was asked, one of the questions was, who invented colored TV? Well, of course, everybody knows it was RCA. So I'm going to ask everybody what kind of a TV set you own. Zenith, RCA, LG, Panasonic, let's see, Admiral, Emerson, what have you. Okay. W9JTC, Jamie, what kind of a TV set do you own? Okay, let's move on. Taking on MED, Mike and Don and Rochelle, what kind of a TV set do you own? Well, ain't that the truth? Oh, yeah. That's, yeah, we were coming home from our camping on the Mississippi River that Sunday night when you stepped on the moon. Yeah. I definitely remember that well. Okay, thank you for texting in there, Mike, and thank you for recording the Friday Night Fun net. That's great. Like I said, if Ricky checks in, I'll let him know. Okay. Thanks. AC9NW, Tom and Roscoe, what kind of a TV set do you have?
This is AC9NW. Well, there's a story behind it. A couple of years ago, we needed to get a new set, and we ended up buying an LG smart TV with all the bells and whistles. And right about the time the warranty expired, purple spots started to develop all around the edge. And they kept spreading inward and getting more intense until it was unwatchable. So we dumped that, and we went and got the cheapest set we could get. It was an Insignia 43-inch. We got it for $159 on sale, and it's the best set we've ever had. You know, beautiful picture, and it's rated number 1 in not needing any repairs. It's the most reliable set on the market, according to Consumer Reports. AC9NW, back to net.
That's great. Congratulations on that. What's that? So, okay, what kind now? What kind of the TV set? I know you had an LG. That's what my TV is, an LG. Okay, when you traded that in, what was it? What kind of did you get again?
It's Insignia. Insignia is the house brand of Best Buy. They're very inexpensive, but they're rated the best on the market. Second is Sony as far as repair records. AC9NW.
Okay, H9NW. Thank you for checking in. Thank you for checking in. Kerry, K9MAP. What kind of TV is the set do you own?
This is KD9MAP. I'm probably the only person you know who does not own a TV set. I've got personal computers and PC monitors all over the place, but I don't own a TV, don't watch TV. I can tell you a TV story from my youth many, many years ago if you want to hear that.
Go ahead, why not?
In 1961, the United States began launching manned space missions, and every blast-off back then was a special occasion. And in second grade, we'd watched the blast-off on TV in school, and the teachers, none of the teachers owned TV sets, and so they were very unknowledgeable and very fretful around them. Brief reset. So the janitor would roll the TV set in from the audio-visual room, and he would start it going, and then he would leave. And then, of course, after a few minutes, the TV would start rolling. That was a phenomenon we had back in 1961. The vertical hold would get out of sync, and the TVs would roll. Brief reset. The teacher, of course, would fret about that and not know what to do and summon the janitor to fix it. Of course, every kid in the class grew up with TV in the house, and so we all raised our hands, all volunteered to fix it, but of course we weren't allowed to touch it. That's my old TV story for you, Jimmy. KD9MAP, over.
Okay, well, I believe that. I remember those days when the TV rolled there, and I'll tell you, sometimes you can fix it, other times you can't. I'll tell you what, though, I remember what, I think it was my last year in grade school. We had the 1961. The teacher bought a TV set so we can watch President Kennedy's inauguration. Then we did watch some of those space missions, those space flights there. Alan Shepard, of course, he was our first American to go into space. Of course, 10 years later, he walked on the moon with the Apollo 14 there. So yeah, I remember those days very well, and you do too.
Those were some of America's proudest days. We really don't appreciate today how good we had it back then.
Yeah, that's for sure. We don't. That's sad too. Okay, Kerry, thanks for your contribution to the roundtable. I'm sure we'll hear from you during the tribute segment here. Okay, Norm, Case 9 RGG in Orfordville. What's going on with you? What kind of a TV set do you own?
KC9GCR, KC9RGG here, and to the rest of the people on the net, I own it. Well, I guess my wife owns a TV. I don't own a TV. I'm kind of like KD9MAP Carrie there. I don't watch any TV. So, Jim, I have no idea what it is, but my wife spends a lot of time with it, but I just can't stand the darn thing. So I listen to the radio instead. KC9GCR, KC9RGG, back to the net, and thank you.
Well, I'll tell you what, you and Kerry aren't the only ones. Scott, the 89SF doesn't have a TV either. They got rid of their TV many years ago. So that's about it. It's about 3 hams there. It's you don't have TVs. Okay, sounds good, Kerry. Norm. Okay, I better let you go so you can hit the sack. Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Enjoy your evening. Enjoy your weekend. Okay, Craig, K9QVE, what's going on with you? What kind of a TV set do you have?
K9QVE, I had to walk over and look. We have a Samsung, so that we use, but mostly I don't have an antenna or anything. I mostly watch YouTube on it, so it works pretty good.
Okay, sounds good with that. Okay, Greg, thanks for checking in and participating in the roundtable there. Okay, Joe, KD9IXE in Janesville. What's going on with you? What kind of a TV set do you have?
KD9IXE. I got a few TVs. The main TV is a Sharp, made by Sharp. I think a model's an Aquos. Don't really have it hooked up to cable, no antenna. It's not true, got an antenna on it, but usually use the Kindle stick to watch Netflix on it. Got a few other TVs scattered around the house, and they're mostly used to play video games on. Don't watch a lot of TV, and if I watch something, it usually is YouTube on the computer. So, KD9IXE, back to net.
Okay, Joe, sounds good. Thank you. Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun. Of course, last night I heard you on that System Fusion net on 146.715. There, let's see, Dean K9FLO, he was net control. He'll check into this net later on. He usually checks in around 9:30 or so. So, okay. Thank you for checking in there, Joe. You 7-3, have a good evening and enjoy your weekend. KD9QEW, Angelo. What's going on with you and what kind of a TV set do you have?
Oh, good evening, Jimmy, and everyone on the net. This is KD9QVW, Angelo. I actually have an Insignia TV from Best Buy in my living room, and it's a nice TV as far as the TV itself goes, but it is very, very noisy as far as RF noise goes. I could be listening to the AM radio in the next room, and if my wife turns that TV on, it completely knocks out my radio station. It is the wildest thing. Brief reset. And since we're on the subject of televisions, right here in Harvard, back in the late 50s and early 60s, Admiral televisions were made right here in Harvard, Illinois. The building is actually still there, and it's now a True Value distribution center. So I thought that was kind of neat. This is KD9QVW, and I'll send it back to net.
Well, that sounds good there. That Angelo, yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. I think in some, I can't even talk. In some cases, that's the way it is with the radio and proximity to the TV. You have your TV on, you turn the radio on, the same old noise. Because I know like you tune into WGN radio or KMOX in St. Louis. Somebody has their TV on, you can hear that you can still hear the station, but that noise there, that constant noise, that was something else there. Okay, thank you for checking in there, Angelo. I'm sure we'll hear from you during the trivia segment. So that concludes my list. Are there any more stations you'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun net? Please go now.
Here is KC9YI, Kilo Charlie 9 Yankee India, got it in roll.
Okay, K9EPC in Rochelle, I've got you checked in. Scott, KC9YI, I've got you checked in. You're coming good through the repeater. So I'll get back to you in a few minutes, Scott. Al, K9EPC. We're talking about what kind of TV set you own. Now, tell us about your TV system, how you can pick up New York and LA and some of those other stations from out there.
TV set is an Element, which is the only currently TV that's still built in the United States in Winsboro, South Carolina. And it has a built-in Roku box, which lets me stream all kinds of things. And then I also have my computer hooked to it. And I have what's called a Flex box, which is provided by Comcast to people that only have internet and no TV service, which also streams. But the other thing, I use an app called Lowcast, which is a not-for-profit that streams major cities' television stations. And although I don't live in the broadcast area for Chicago, my internet comes out of Sycamore, so I get Chicago on my Roku. For the other things, I go over on my computer and I run a VPN, and I fake them into thinking I'm in other cities. So I can watch New York, I can watch LA, I can watch almost any major city in the country as long as I have an IP address on my computer that matches that city.
That is great, Al. That is great. Congratulations on you doing that. So that I think that's wonderful. So okay, Al, thank you for checking in. We'll hear from you during the trivia segment in a few minutes there. Scott, K9YI in Monroe. What's going on with you? What kind of a TV set do you have?
Real good, Jim. Yeah, I'm using the Kenwood TS2000 tonight. Can get a little more power out of it than the other rig, running 100 watts to the vertical, and I can seem like it's letting me do that tonight, letting me run the full power so far anyway. And yeah, we have two Sony TVs and an LG. And we're just sitting home watching TV tonight. KC9GCR, this is KC9YI.
Okay, sounds good. I got an LG TV. I got on right now. There's a Friday Night SmackDown. That's pro wrestling. I don't know if you're ever into that or not. But it's on the channel 39. Well, that's channel 6 in our Comcast cable. Of course, you probably get it on on channel 47 up there from Madison. So that's what's going on. And Scott, sorry I missed you last night on your Aries meeting there. So of course we had a CW practice there on after the Thursday Health and Welfare net, and of course I checked into that System Fusion net on 146.715. So sorry I missed your meeting last night.
Oh, no problem there, Jim. It's kind of a little get-together there. We did have an extra station come in. Dennis was in there for a while, so we did have a few people there. And, well, there's always next time there, Jim. So, real good on everything. You're real good on the CW practice. It sounds like you're working on that a little bit, so that's good. And so anyway, we'll let you work more people there on the net. So we just wanted to check in and say howdy, and we'll catch you later, Jim. KC9GCR, this is KC9YI.
Okay, Scott, that sounds good. Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun net. We'll catch you on the Green County net this coming Sunday night. 7-3, have a good evening.
73, take care. KC9YI, clear.
Well, that was Scott, K9YI. He's net control of the Green County Aries Races net, which meets every Sunday evening at 7:30 p.m. on the 145.110 repeater in Monroe with the PL 1.3.0 Maya Sauset. It's a combination of Aries Races and that Rag 2 net. So they usually get a good turnout Sunday nights. Okay. Are there any more stations you want to check in the Friday Night Fun net? Are you coming home for your Friday night fish fry, steak fry, or grocery shopping, or the show or what have you? If you just came home, turned your radio on, you've been copying the mail for the last 50 minutes, this is your chance to check in the Friday Night Fun net from anywhere in the region. We'll drop traffic. Please call KC9GCR. This is K9GCR, Nick Control of Friday Night Fun Net. Well, I'll tell you what. Growing up, let's see, we had, let's see, one TV set we had an Emerson. That was a good TV, but then we got to Zenith there, and Zenith, and that was our kind of TV for many years. There was several years we had my grandmother's old TV set. It was an RCA. It was an old time TV. That was the kind that sat on a table with had four legs on it there, and that was that. We had some sort of a bow tie antenna so you could receive the stations and what have you there. But now I have an LG the TV. But I'll tell you what. I don't care what anybody says. Nobody beats a Zenith or RCA. I think they're the best TVs ever made. Okay, any more stations you want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
KC9GCR, K9FLO, checking in early.
Oh, hello, Dean. Yeah, you are early. I just mentioned that you usually check it about 9:30 or so. But between 9:30 and 10. But hey, that's great. K9FLO. What's going on with you, Dean?
Oh, it's Friday night. Not a whole lot tonight. Kind of quiet. Thought I'd get down here and work on a project, and then turn on the radio here and see if you're on and how's it going. And made it through another week. Got our second COVID shot Tuesday, coming up this Tuesday. So be glad that's all done. And what else going on? Not much. Good to hear you on the digital net there the other day. Appreciate it. KC9GCR, K9FLO.
Okay, sounds good. That sounds good. Yeah, that was a good net you guys run up there on the fourth Thursday of the month. So okay, well, we're talking about TVs. I'm asking everybody what kind of a TV set you have, like Zenith, RCA, or Panasonic, LG, or what?
Gosh, right now, I think I've had about every brand there is over the last 50 years. I was just trying to remember, you mentioned Admiral. I think it was Admiral or Zenith. I remember my folks having I think it was a Zenith. Back in the 60s, one of the late 60s, one of the first color TV. Of course, they were rather challenging to watch in those days, long before cable TV. Of course, everything was antenna. And then later on, but as far as here goes, currently, sorry, I'm babbling about history, reminiscing, I guess. We got I think the wife's hers is a LG, and 49-inch, something like that. Then I've got down in my room, my media room, I should call it. Got a 10-foot projection in that room with all the speakers and all that stuff there. I've had that for quite a while now, about 15 years, I think. But still works great, and still enjoy watching the good old football games on there. Can't beat it for that. KC9GCR, K9FO.
Oh yeah, that's great. That's great. I'll tell you what. Growing up in Rydot, well, of course, the little small town of Rydot, Illinois, between Freeport and Rockford there. But I'll tell you what. Well, I don't remember. But when I was told, we were one of two families in the whole village of Rydot with a TV set. One was the rich family. The other one was the poor family. We were the poor family. Everybody and his brother and sister came over to our house to watch TV. Every night, my mother would have to pop popcorn and what have you like that. They watched when the political conventions were on, they would be arguing politics. They watched the wrestling matches there on TV and everybody, what have you there. But finally, it got to the point where Mom and Dad put their foot down, and they told me, you go buy your own TV. That was the way it was back in the day.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We lived over on the west side of Rockford, and in those days, had an antenna up on kind of mount up on the roof, and you had 3 stations, 13 and 39, and then out of Chicago, we used to get in. I think it was Channel 5 out of Chicago. That was. I want to say WNBC, something like that. Maybe not. That's not right. WMAQ? No. Anyway, that was the only other ones. In Channel 9, WGN, we used to pick up. But conditions had to be good. You couldn't catch that all the time. And then the 23 came on, and that was pretty exciting, having 3 stations. And boy, that was back in the days when they ran high power and all that good type stuff. Now those days are gone. So that was kind of fun. But I'm trying to think, my folks' first TV, I should say, I think it was an Admiral. And that was old black and white. Of course, that's where you had to sit there and do the horizontal hold adjustment all the time. So TVs were a little challenging, but I'll tell you what, everybody enjoyed them and sure changed our world. Jim, go ahead.
Yes, they did. Yeah, Terry King on MAP was mentioned about that too. Oh yeah, that's what back before the Rockford stations came on, we get our TV station out of Chicago or Milwaukee. I remember those days. I was a little kid there. We'd pick up those Chicago stations. When, let's see, WTVO Channel 39 came on there back in 1953. And I'll tell you what, back then the TV sets were just a VHF only. The UHF band wasn't on the air yet. But if you wanted to get Channel 39, you had to have one of those strips installed on your TV. There was a guy in Pecatonica. He ran a furniture store. He did that kind of work on the side. So we bought a TV set, and we had that strip put on. My mother turned the TV on. I'm not kidding you, Dean. It blew up. Oh, and she was mad. She was, I can't repeat what she said on the radio there, but she was mad. But finally, fortunately, at that time, the newer TVs came out with the VHF band there, and so we started doing business with the Grote Radio and TV in Pecatonica. I'll tell you what, if you had any problem with those TVs, you give them a call, they'd come right over the same day and fix it. You'll be good to go. But that's what it was back in the day.
I remember that. Thinking of that, I see on one of the auctions on the internet, they're selling a number of the old GE tube caddies, and I think another one was either RCA or Zenith tube caddy, but most of them are GE tube caddies. And boy, you were something to have one of those. Interesting, back in that time, the TV repairman, as much as everybody depended on him, was one of the lowest paying jobs out there. Yet it really took somebody with knowledge to truly be able to fix a TV. So that was quite something. You would think that they would be as high a demand was. They would be up there in the pay, but they weren't. It was very surprising on it. And you're right, when we just had 13, you had Chicago say, oh, don't forget Channel 3 out of Madison. They had a real good station, power down here too, a good signal. But of course that was a VHF, and they all ran full power in those days. I think it was 316,000 watts was all they could run. But tower height was no restriction there. They could get it up as high as they could. And then I was also just now remembering that 23, when they came on air, back, it's probably been 20, maybe longer than that, we had a storm come through. You remember the Channel 23 tower falling down? Now that was quite something. I remember they had videos on it and everything else. That was another interesting event. 700-foot tower coming down. Jim, KC9GCR, K9FLO.
I remember that. That was let's see. That was July 5th, 2003 when that was an early Saturday morning. When we went, it was the previous. It was 4th of July. It was a hot day and night. I had my air conditioner come on. You know, I woke up. I said, "What's going on?" In the air conditioner, I come to realize we lost power. Sure enough, I saw lightning and what have you. We didn't get our power back. I think it was around 8 or 9 o'clock that same morning, but everybody else had theirs off for days. I definitely remember that. We could still get channel 23 on our cable, but we couldn't get it over the air.
Yeah, they had a pretty good signal, and then 17 or 39 moved on to 17, and they upped the power down there, so they really had good coverage. Now, of course, all that's changed under the new guidelines, and that everybody has to run mediocre power. It's too bad. For channel 23, we're right on the reception edge of their border of their reception area, and up until a month ago, I couldn't pick them up after they did their new rearrangement, channel changing to free up channels for cell phones or whatever they had to do. And they just, I think it was 2 weeks ago, something like that, they doing the changes out there at the station. They were moving one antenna from the side mount to the top, and they changed the coax out from 3-inch heliax to a 6-inch on it. So that really improved the power for them. And now I get them in, and so that's kind of nice. So, you know, it's certainly changed a lot, and I hate to see where it's going. But we got new changes coming. They're coming out now with that, what they call ATSC 3, and that's going to replace your current that you have, your ATSC 1, and it's going to have a whole lot more capabilities and a lot more channels, sub-channels, and all that on the broadcast. Unfortunately, the systems are not compatible, and the wonderful consumer is going to get stuck with buying all new, back to the days of having a decoder box on top of the TVs. There's some of the new TVs that have it built in, but unfortunately those are all in the big dollar one. You know, $4,000 plus type TVs. Jim, go ahead.
Oh boy, these amazing stuff they do nowadays, that's for sure. Okay, Dean, I'll tell you what. Hey, thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net, and thank you for running that digital net last night. You have a good evening, and we'll talk to you. Yeah, I was able to check into the Rock County net this past Tuesday night with no problem there. So, well, you have a good evening, and thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. So we'll talk to you again next week.
All right, Jim. Hey, take care, 7-3. Talk to you later, and happy Friday to everybody out there. FLO, be clear.
7-3. Happy Friday to you, Dean. Talk to you later. Case on GCR. Are there any more stations I'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net this time? Please call now. Okay, KF9SD checked in on the Friday Night Fun Net hotline just about the time, just a couple minutes before the net start, so I wanted to put him down as a check-in. So, okay. Any more stations you want to check in this time? Please call now. All right, let's go ahead with the trivia segment. This is let's see. We know there are many people who listen to this net because they can't listen to police communications anymore unless they have a very expensive digital scanner. They listen for the fun of it, and of course we have other people who listen to this net for because they're studying for their first ham radio license. but this is really for their benefit. So, again, the BE testing session will take place next Saturday, April 3rd at 12:30 p.m. at the Freeport Public Library. For more information, contact Brandon K9LA or Tony N9ARB. Hopefully everybody will pass there. So, all right, I'm going to find some obvious questions. Oh boy, hold on. Okay, okay. First question. Which of the following is a valid call sign for a technician class amateur radio station? A, K1XXX, B, KA1X, C, W1XX, D. All these choices are correct. Which of the following is a valid call sign for a technician class amateur radio station? A, K1XXS, B, KA1X, C, W1XX, D. All these choices are correct. Anybody correct to answer this question?
KD9QVW.
Go ahead, Angelo.
D Delta, those are all valid call signs, so all of them are correct.
Well, I'm sorry, Angelo, that's not correct. Thank you for trying. Anybody else want to give it a try?
KC9GCR, KD9HWK. I'm going to go with A, Jimmy Alpha.
You are correct. You are correct. Which of the following is a valid call sign for a technician's class amateur radio license? Correct answer is A Alpha. K1XXX. K9HWK. Good evening. What is going on with you?
Oh, not a whole lot. I just wanted to let everybody know, if nobody has already told you guys, that the Kishwaukee Amateur Radio Club is going to have their Hamfest on the first Sunday in May.
Yeah, I had mentioned that. Earlier, and that you're going to be honoring the tickets from last year. What now? Are they still trying to look for food vendors, or has that been taken care of?
I am not aware that a food vendor has been found yet.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks. The roundtable questions for tonight is: what kind of a TV do you own? Zenith, RCA, LG, or what kind?
It's a GE, actually, and I've had it for, 7-8 years at least.
Boy, that's good. 7-8 years, that ain't bad at all. That's terrific. So, okay. Hey, thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun and bringing in that information about the Hamfest. I did mention it earlier. So, yeah, Starved Rock is going to be having theirs in the following month. Only they're going to be having it at Mendota instead of Princeton.
Oh, okay. Good deal. Yeah, hopefully it'll start, everybody will start having their fest again.
Yeah, maybe Belvedere will start, will start up again. That'd be 6 months off, but hopefully they'll get going with that. Hey, thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekend.
Yeah, you too, Jimmy, and everybody else on the net. KD9HWK 73.
Okay, let's find another. Let's find another question here. Oh, we already read that one. Okay. Which of the following applies when two stations transmitting on the same frequency interfere with each other? A, Common courtesy should prevail, but no one has absolute right to an amateur frequency. B, whoever has the strongest signal has priority on the frequency. C, whoever has been on the frequency the longest has priority on the frequency. D, the station that has the weakest signal has priority on the frequency. Which of the following applies when the two stations transmitting on the same frequency interfere with each other? A, common courtesy should prevail, but no one has absolute right to an amateur frequency. B, whoever has the strongest signal has priority on the frequency. C, whoever has been on the frequency the longest has priority on the frequency. D, the station that has the weakest signal has priority on the frequency. Anybody have correct answer to this question?
KD9QVW.
Go ahead, Angelo.
A Alpha.
You are correct, Angelo. You are correct. Yeah, you got one right. Good, good. Which of the following applies when two stations transmitting on the same frequency interfere with each other? Correct answer is A Alpha. Common courtesy should prevail, but no one has the absolute right to an amateur frequency. If a transmission seriously degrades, obstructs, or repeatedly interrupts the communications of your regulated service, that's considered harmful interference. Common courtesy should prevail, but remember that no one has an absolute right to any frequency. Ham radio license manual, page 8-6. Okay. Okay. Where should the negative return connection of a mobile transceiver's power cable be connected? A, at the battery or engine block ground strap. B, at the antenna mount. C, to any metal part of the vehicle. D, through the transceiver's mounting bracket. Where should the negative return connection of a mobile transceiver's power cable be connected? A, at the battery or engine block ground strap. B, at the antenna mount. C, to any metal part of the vehicle. D, through the transceiver's mounting bracket. Anybody have correct answer to this question?
K9QVE.
Go ahead.
Answer's B.
You want to repeat that?
Bravo.
Sorry, that's not correct. That's not correct. Thanks for trying. Anybody else want to give it a try?
KD9QVW.
Go ahead, Angelo.
The battery negative or the engine block ground strap. I think you said that was A Alpha. Engine block or battery negative.
You are correct, Angelo. It is A. Where should the negative return connection of a mobile transceiver's power cable be connected? Correct answer is A Alpha, at the battery or engine block ground strap. Connect the radio's negative lead to the negative battery terminal or where the battery ground lead is connected to the vehicle body. Ham radio license manual, page 5-17. Okay. Oh, I think I already read that question. I'm going to try another one here. Okay. What type of circuit controls the amount of voltage from the power supply? A, regulator. B, oscillator. C, filter. D, phase inverter. What type of circuit controls the amount of voltage from a power supply? A. Regulator. B. Oscillator. C. Filter. D. Phase inverter. Anybody correct to answer this question? Okay, I'm going to read this question one more time. What type of circuit controls the amount of voltage from a power supply? A. Regulator. B. Oscillator. C. Filter. D. Phase inverter. Anybody correct to answer this question?
KD9QVW.
Go ahead, Angelo.
A. Alpha.
You are correct, Angelo. You are correct. What type of circuit controls the amount of voltage from a power supply? Correct answer is A. Alpha regulator. A regulated supply uses a regulator circuit to minimize the amount of voltage change at different current levels. And read the last manual page 5-16. Okay. Okay, one more. One more question? Okay. Which of the following actions might amateur operators take to prevent exposure to RF radiation in excess of FCC supplied limits? A. Relocate antennas. B. Relocate the transmitter. C. Increase the duty cycle. D. All these choices are correct. Which of the following actions might amateur operators take to prevent exposure to RF radiation in excess of FCC supplied limits? A. Relocate antennas. B. Relocate the transmitter. C. Increase the duty cycle. D. All these choices are correct. Anybody have a correct answer to this question?
AK9F, relocate the antenna. A.
You are correct, Dave. You are correct. Which of the following actions might amateur operators take to prevent exposure to RF radiation in excess of FCC supplied limits? Correct answer is A. Alpha. Relocate antennas. Locate antennas away from where people can get close to them and away from property lines. And major license manual, page 9-14. AK9F. Dave, what is going on with you?
I was just working over at our nonprofit organization's office this afternoon and evening, so not much else. Over.
Okay, sounds good. The question on the roundtable tonight: what kind of a TV set do you own? Zenith, RCA, Panasonic, LG, or GE, or what?
I have an LG TV.
That's what I have too. Okay, sounds good. Okay, Dave. Hey, thanks for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Enjoy your evening and enjoy your weekend. Before we continue with the trivia segment, we're going to go into the general here. Are there any more stations you'd like to check in at this time? Please call now. Okay, we're going to move to the general portion. That one's too easy. I'm not going to read that one. Okay. Which of the following describes an I'm going to disregard. I'm going to skip that question. How are radio communications usually affected by the charged particles that reach Earth from solar coronal holes? A. HF communications are improved. B. HF communications are disturbed. C. VHF-UHF ducting is improved. D. VHF-UHF ducting is disturbed. How are radio communications usually affected by the charged particles that reach Earth from solar coronal holes? A. HF communications are improved. B. HF communications are disturbed. C. VHF-UHF ducting is improved. D. VHF-UHF ducting is disturbed. Anybody correct to answer this question?
Here, what's going on here, folks? The status. What's the situation?
Okay, I don't know. Come on back there. Your signal cut off. Try it again.
Yeah, copy. Signal report there, folks.
Oh, did you say that HF communications are disturbed?
That's correct, sir.
You are correct. You are correct. Our radio communications are usually affected by the charged particles that reach Earth from solar coronal holes. Correct answer is B. Bravo. HF communications are disturbed. Well, I'm going to skip that. I won't read the discussion. We'll move on here. Which of the following is a use for the IF shift control on a receiver? A. To avoid interference from stations very close to the received frequency. B. To change frequencies rapidly. C. To permit listening on a different frequency from that on which you are transmitting. D. To tune in stations that are slightly off frequency without changing your transmit frequency. Which of the following is a use for the IF shift control on the receiver? A. To avoid interference from stations very close to the received frequency. B. To change frequency rapidly. C. To permit listening on a different frequency from that on which you are transmitting. D. To tune in stations that are slightly off frequency without changing your transmit frequency. Anybody correct to answer this question? Okay, I'll read the question again and I'll give the correct answer. Which of the following is a use for the IF shift control on a receiver? Correct answer is A. Alpha, to avoid interference from stations very close to the received frequency. Okay, now we're going to move on to the extra portion. We're going to do some questions here. I want to find out. I want to make sure I got the right one here. Okay. Oh, boy. Okay. To what type of regulations does PRB1 apply? A. Homeowners associations. B. FAA tower height limits. C. State and local zoning. D. Use of wireless devices in vehicles. To what type of regulations does PRB1 apply? A. Homeowners associations. B. FAA tower height limits. C. State and local zoning. D. Use of wireless devices in vehicles. Does anybody have a correct answer to this question?
KD9EPZ.
Go ahead, Al.
C is in Charlie. Local zoning.
You are correct, Al. You are correct. To what type of regulations does PRB1 apply? Correct answer is C. Charlie. State and local zoning. PRB1 only applies to local government regulations and does not affect deed restrictions and covenants or homeowner association or HOA rules. It requires that any local regulations make reasonable accommodations for amateur radio operation. 97.15. Extra class license manual, page 3-8. All right. Find another one here. Okay. Okay, hold on. Oh, boy. Okay. What technology is used to track in real time balloons carrying amateur radio transmitters? A. Ultrasonics. B. Bandwidth compressed LORAN or LORAN. C. APRS. D. Doppler shift of beacon signals. What technology is used to track in real time balloons carrying amateur radio transmitters? A. Ultrasonics. B. Bandwidth compressed LORAN. C. APRS. D. Doppler shift of beacon signals. Anybody correct answer to this question?
89.
Kilowatt Echo 9 Norway.
PRS.
Okay, Gary, I got you. Okay, and Kurt, KE9N. Okay, what do you say?
Well, first of all, I wanted to check in, Jimmy. Sorry I'm late, but I am checking in, and the answer is C as in Charlie, APRS.
Okay, thanks. Okay, now, okay, Gary, K9MAP. You said the same thing, right?
Roger that.
This is K9GCR to Friday Night Funnet on the K9RFD repeater in Rockford, transferring from Friday Night Funnet, etc. in Freeport. Yes, you are both correct. What technology is used to track in real time balloons carrying amateur radio transmitters? First transfer, C. Charlie, APRS. APRS, automatic packet reporting system, packets containing latitude, longitude, and altitude information are generated by trackers, small automatic stations carried aloft by balloons. The same technology can be used to track radio-controlled craft. Extra class license manual, page 8-12. Back at the Belvedere Hamfest in 2004, they launched. They had a balloon launched. So I think it ended up with the disaster there. So, Kurt, KE9N, and what's going on with you?
Well, not too much, Jimmy. I went to therapy yesterday, and I went to work today, so things are good that way. And I've been listening to the FunNet. I just haven't checked in. I was working on my workbench, so that's why I haven't checked in sooner. Anyhow, things are fine here. I'll send it back your way, KE9N.
Okay, Kurt, sounds good. I was going to hold the net on 6-1, but Ricky, K9QDP, and said that there was static on the... It started out good, but then he said that there was problems, so I decided to hold the net here. Kurt, I'm asking everybody what kind of TV set you own. Zenith, RCA, General Electric, LG, Panasonic, or what?
Well, currently we have LG TVs. We got 2 of those, and so that works out quite well. I know you were talking about a long time ago, and gee whiz, Jimmy, I remember a long time ago, those TVs, they used to run on wood or coal, and so my dad would get me up about 5 in the morning, tell me go out and chop some wood to feed it into the furnace for the TV to get the tubes warmed up. And then, of course, we made great strides, and then we got a TV that ran on kerosene, and that was real good, and that worked okay. That way I didn't have to go out and chop wood. And, well, then we got one that had a crank on the side, you know. It was kind of like a Model T or whatever. They had a crank on the side, and so we had to crank the side. My dad always made me do that so he could watch TV. But then we came into the big electric age and everything, and I don't have to do that anymore, Roger.
That's great, Kurt. That's great. Oh, yeah. I remember though they turned the TV on. You had to go lean to the back to watch the tubes or glow and warm up. Oh, yeah. Then when you wanted to change channels, you had to get up from your chair or your Davenport, your sofa to change channels. Oh, yeah, that's for sure. Hey, Kurt, as always, thank you for all you do, and thank you for checking the Friday Night FunNet.
Oh, no problem, Jimmy. It's always fun to listen to you and everybody else. And You take care. I'm going to go upstairs, so I just wanted to check in and give you a quick answer on the trivia deal, and I'll let you go then. KC9GCR, KE9N.
KD9EPZ.
Have a good evening, and have a good, we'll talk to our Saturday, KC9GCR. Thank you for checking in. Let's see, alright. I think I read this question earlier. Okay. Okay, here we go. How does the intensity of an X3 flare compare to that of an X2 flare? A, 10% greater. B, 50% greater. C, twice as great. D, 4 times as great. How does the intensity of an X3 flare compare to that of an X2 flare? A, 10% greater. B, 50% greater. C, twice as great. D, 4 times as great. Anybody correct to answer this question? Okay, that must have been a hard one. I'll read the question again and I'll give the correct answer. How does the intensity of an X3 flare compare to that of an X2 flare? Correct answer is B, Bravo, 50% greater. We'll move on. Okay, we'll move on to another one. I may have read this one last week. I don't know. I'm gonna do it again. How does the maximum range of ground wave propagation change when the signal frequency is increased? A, it stays the same. B, it increases. C, it decreases. D, it peaks at roughly 14 megahertz. How does the maximum range of ground wave propagation change when the signal frequency is increased? A, it stays the same. B, it increases. C, it decreases. D, it peaks at roughly 14 megahertz. Anybody correct to answer this question?
89EPZ.
Go ahead, Al.
C is in Charlie.
You are correct, Al. You are correct. How does the maximum range of ground wave propagation change when the signal frequency is increased? Correct answer, C, Charlie. It decreases. Ground wave propagation refers to diffraction of vertically polarized waves. Ground wave propagation is most noticeably on the AM broadcast band and the 160 and 80 meter amateur bands. Practical ground wave communications distances on these bands often extend to 120 miles or more. Ground wave loss increases significantly with higher frequencies, so it is not useful even at 40 meters. Although the term ground wave propagation is often applied to any short-distance communications, the actual mechanism is unique to the lower frequencies. Extra class license manual, page 10-16. Okay. Move on to another one. I think I read that question last week. Let's see. Okay. What is an effect of excessive phase noise on the receiver's local oscillator? A, it limits the receiver's ability to receive strong signals. B, it can affect the receiver's frequency calibration. C, it decreases receiver's third order intercept point. D, it can combine with strong signals on nearby frequencies to generate interference. What is an effect of excessive phase noise in a receiver's local oscillator? A, it limits the receiver's ability to receive strong signals. B, it can affect the receiver's frequency calibration. C, it decreases the receiver's third order intercept point. D, it can combine with strong signals on nearby frequencies to generate interference. Anybody have the correct answer to this question? Okay, I'll read the question and give the correct answer. What is an effect of excessive phase noise in the receiver's local oscillator? Correct answer is D delta. It can combine with strong signals on nearby frequencies to generate interference. We'll move on to the next one here. Okay, what is resonance in an LC or RLC circuit? A, the highest frequency that will pass current. B, the lowest frequency that will pass current. C, the frequency at which the capacitive reactance equals the inductive reactance. D, the frequency at which the reactive impedance equals the resistive impedance. What is resonance in an LC or RLC circuit? A, the highest frequency that will pass current. B, the lowest frequency that will pass current. C, the frequency at which the capacitive reactance equals the inductive reactance. D, the frequency at which the reactive impedance equals the resistive impedance. Anybody correct answer to this question?
89 EPZ.
Go ahead, Al.
I think C is in Charlie.
You think C is in Charlie? Well, you're correct. It is C is in Charlie. What is resonance in an LC or RLC circuit? Correct answer is C, Charlie. The frequency at which the capacitive reactance equals the inductive reactance. At resonance, capacitive and inductive reactance in a circuit are equal. Here, extra class license manual, page 4-27. Okay. I think we're down to two more here. Let's see if we can find this one here. Oh boy. You want to read? Are you sure you want to read this one? Let's see. Hold on. Okay. Which of the following component package types would be most suitable for use at frequencies above the HF range? A, 2O-220. B, axial lead. C, radial lead. D, surface mount. Which of the following component package types would be most suitable for use at frequencies above the HF range? A, 2O-220. B, axial lead. C, radial lead. D, surface mount. Anybody correct to answer this question? Okay. I'll read the question and give the correct answer. Which of the following component package types would be most suitable for use at frequencies above the HF range? Correct answer is D delta, surface mount. Surface mount packages have no wire leads, largely avoiding the effects of lead inductors. Okay. Is this the right? Okay. All right. Oh, boy. Okay. What type of logic defines 1 as a high voltage? A, reverse logic. B, assertive logic. C, negative logic. D, positive logic. What type of logic defines 1 as a high voltage? A, reverse logic. B, B, assertive logic, C, negative logic, D, positive logic. Anybody correct answer this question? Okay, I'll read the question again. I'll give the correct answer. What type of logic defines 1 as a high voltage? So the correct answer is D delta positive logic. In a negative logic circuit, a low level is used to represent a logic 1. All right. Okay. We got a couple more. Waiting for. All right. Hold on.
KC9 CFL looking to check in, Jimmy.
KC9 CFL, good evening, Mike. What's going on with you?
Not much. Not doing much this weekend. My wife is getting her second COVID shot, so we're just going to kind of take it easy and, relax. I'll probably play radio a little bit this weekend and kind of get my radio desk all squared away. Other than that, that's about it.
Sounds good, Mike. Hey, I'm asking a question tonight. What kind of a TV do you own? Zenith, RCA, LG, or GE, or what?
I own a generic brand called TCL, and it's a 65-inch LED 4K TV. And then in our basement, we do a projector, so we can go all the way up to 110 inches on that. So it's kind of nice.
Okay, that's great. That's great. So, okay, Mike, hey, thank you for checking into the Friday Night Fun Net. Enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekend.
You too, Jimmy. KC9 CFL. How
Okay, here's another question. What is the approximate ratio of PEP to average power in a typical single sideband phone signal? A, 2.5 to 1. B, 25 to 1. C, 1 to 1. D, 100 to 1. What is the approximate ratio of PEP to average power in a typical single sideband phone signal? A, 2.5 to 1. B, 25 to 1. C, 1 to 1. D, 100 to 1. Anybody correct answer this question? Okay, I'll read this question one more time. I'll give the correct answer. What is the approximate ratio of PEP to average power in a typical single sideband phone signal? Correct answer is A alpha, 2.5 to 1. Okay. Two more questions. I read that one last week. Okay, just a minute. Hold on. Just hold on here. Oh boy. Okay. What is a disadvantage of decreasing the number of wire segments in an antenna model below 10 segments per half wavelength? A, ground conductivity will not be accurately modeled. B, the resulting design will favor radiation of harmonic energy. C, the computed feed point impedance may be incorrect. D, the antenna will become mechanically unstable. What is a disadvantage of decreasing the number of wire segments in an antenna model below 10 segments per half wavelength? A, ground conductivity will not be accurately modeled. B, the resulting design will favor radiation of harmonic energy. C, the computed feed point impedance may be incorrect. D, the antenna will become mechanically unstable. Anybody correct to answer this question? Okay, what is a disadvantage of decreasing the number of wire segments in an antenna model below 10 segments per half wavelength? Correct answer is C, Charlie. The computed feed point impedance may be incorrect. Okay. Last question of the evening. Last question of the evening. When evaluating RF exposure levels from your station at a neighbor's home, what must you do? A, ensure signals from your station are less than the controlled maximum permitted exposure MPE limits. B, ensure signals from your station are less than the uncontrolled maximum permitted exposure MPE limits. C, ensure signals from your station are less than the controlled maximum permitted emission MPE limits. D, ensure the signals from your station are less than the uncontrolled maximum permitted emission MPE limits. Let me reset. I'll read the question again. When evaluating RF exposure levels from your station at a neighbor's home, what must you do? A, ensure signals from your station are less than the controlled maximum permitted exposure MPE limits. B, ensure signals from your station are less than the uncontrolled maximum permitted exposure MPE limits. C, ensure signals from your station are less than the controlled maximum permitted emission MPE limits. D, ensure signals from your station are less than the uncontrolled maximum permitted emission MPE limits. Anybody have a correct answer to this question? Okay, I'll read the question and give the correct answer. When evaluating RF exposure levels from your station at a neighbor's home, what must you do? Correct answer is B, Bravo. Ensure signals from your station are less than the uncontrolled maximum permitted exposure or MPE limits. Because you do not control when your neighbor may be at home, the exposure is considered uncontrolled. When performing the required evaluation of your station, the uncontrolled MPE or maximum permissible exposure limits are the ones you should use. Extra class license manual page 11-5. That concludes Friday Night Fun Net Trivia for this week. I want to thank everybody for participating. We'll do it again next week. At this time, are there any more stations to like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, one moment, please. Okay, I'm going to give you a rundown of all the other nets we have in the area. In about 10 minutes, the Night Watch net will be getting underway on the CFMC 443.750 repeater in Chicago. That is a PL 114.8 plus offset. That net runs for 7 nights a week. It usually runs until about 11 o'clock. Chicago FM Club 443.750 repeater, PL 114.8 plus offset. If you cannot get into the repeater, you can get in via the echo link. The Lunch Punch net is held every day, Monday through Friday, between the hours of 12 noon and 1 p.m. A swap net is held at 12:30 p.m. on the 145.430 W9DUP, DuPage County repeater in Downers Grove, Illinois. That has a PL 107.2 minus offset. Oh yes, I want to mention Saturday afternoons, tomorrow afternoon at 1:30 p.m. on 146.520 simplex. The Saturday chat net is held. That's a little net held among some of the Rockford area hams. NH to TA is net control of that net. If you want to check into that net tomorrow afternoon at 1:30 p.m. on 146.520, the Saturday chat net. Let's see. There is a Saturday night fun net which takes place every Saturday evening at 9 p.m. on the 146.910 repeater in Milwaukee, PL 127.3 minus offset. That is a lot more structured than this one. You got to check in A through G, H through N, so on and so forth. But that's good that they run on Saturday evenings. The Greene County Aries Races Group holds its Sunday evening net at 7:30 p.m. on the 145.110 repeater in Monroe, PL 123.0 minus offset. Scott, Case9YI is net control of that net. It's a combination of Aries Races and Rag Tune net. But they usually get good turnouts every Sunday night, so do check out that net. The Kishwaukee Amateur Radio Club holds its, just a minute. No. It's the Big Thunder Amateur Radio Club, which holds its Sunday evening net at 8 p.m. on the 147.375 repeater in Belvedere. That has a PL of 100.0 plus offset. The Whiteside County Aries Group holds its Sunday evening net also at 8 p.m. on the 146.850 repeater in Sterling, PL 114.8 minus offset. You shouldn't have any problem getting to that net. The repeater is about 300 feet in the air on the Illinois State Police District 1 radio tower. The Monday night Rara info net is held Monday evenings at 7 p.m. on the 146.610 repeater. I was net control this past Monday night, and I had a total of 11 check-ins. The Lee County Aries Group holds its Monday evening net at 8 p.m. on the 146.970 repeater in Dixon, with PL 82.5 minus offset. Also, the Kishwaukee Amateur Radio Club holds its Monday evening net at 8:30 p.m. on the 146.730 repeater in DeKalb. That has a PL 100.0 minus offset. Okay, Tuesday night is a big night for nets around here. We got the first, let's see. We got the first of two health and welfare nets held on this repeater. The AC9 GO, Larry, the Rara board president, holds the first health and welfare net at 7 p.m. on this repeater. That's followed immediately by CW practice, Larry, K9 KZT. At the same time, the health and welfare net is held. The Rock County Public Service is held Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. on the 145.450 repeater in Janesville, PO 123.0 minus offset. Let's see. Rick, K9QDP, are you by chance on the air? Oh boy, I wonder what happened. he's the one who told me about there's problems on 6-1, so that's why I moved the net. I'm moving the net on this repeater. So I want to tell you about the 425 net. That's the 10-meter net, which is held Tuesday evenings at 8 p.m. on 28.425 10 meters upper sideband. So, Rick, K9QDP is the net control of that at the 425 net. Okay, the Rock County, no. The Ogle County Amateur Radio net, including Area Skywarn, holds its Tuesday evening net at 9 p.m. on the 147.165 repeater in Oregon with PL 146.2 minus plus offset. Wednesday evenings, here in Freeport on the 147.390 repeater, PL 114.8 plus offset. We have the Stevenson County Aries net, which is held at 7 p.m. Tony N9ARB was net control this past Wednesday night. Immediately following that net at 8 p.m. on the same repeater. We have our Wednesday evening swap net. It's held from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. to all traffic is handled. I was net control this past Wednesday, and I had a total of 6 check-ins. Mel, N9RPN, the trustee of the 39 repeater, brings us amateur radio newsline. 15-minute independent news broadcast of the entire day amateur radio. At the same time, our swap net is held. Kerry, K9MAP, holds his CW net. And on 28.150 on the CW portion of the band. Kerry, K9MAP, are you still on the air? How many check-ins did you get Wednesday night? Oh boy, I don't know what happened there. Okay. I also want to mention Wednesday evenings at 7:30 p.m. on the 147.120 repeater in Boyd with the PL 123.0 plus offset. The Greater Boyd Amateur Radio Club holds its Wednesday evening net. Thursday evenings at 7 p.m. here on this repeater. We also have the second health and welfare net. That net control duties are shared by myself and Bill, Case 90JP. He was net control this past. He was net control last night. Next Thursday night, I'll have the duties next week. So, okay. Also at 8 p.m. here in Freeport on the 147.390 repeater, Freeport PL 114.8 plus offset. We have our weekly Salvation Army Saturday night. I was net control. I'm filling in for Brandon K9LOA. So, I had a total of 5 check-ins on that net. Okay, I believe that covers everything. Just hold on here. Oh yeah, the senile net is held every day Monday through Friday from 1400 to 1500 hours Zulu. On 14.287 of the megahertz, 20 meters upper sideband. Chuck's WD9BB is in control of that net. He gets check-ins not only from around the area, but also throughout the U.S., stateside. For those of you who are friends of WGN Radio, there is a WGN net, which is held Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, from 9 a.m. local time, or 1500 hours of Zulu. On Tuesdays, Thursdays, at 1900 hours Zulu time. It's on 3.828 megahertz, 80 meters. Ray, K9, RFJO, and Ronald, Illinois is net control of that net. You're all up to date on your local net. Support your local nets, your local net control operators. Support your local repeaters. You're a member of any ham radio club. By all means, support your local clubs. Any more stations want to check in the Friday Night Fun net? Please call now.
KC9GCR, N9NQD, checking in.
N9NQD, okay, Arlo, we'll put you down there. This is KC9GCR, the Friday Night Fun net on the K9RMD repeater Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun net Central and Freeport. It is now 10 p.m. curfew time. Parents, do you know where your children are at? N9NQD, Art, what's going on with you?
Oh, just taking it easy, making a little fish for Friday night. Nothing special. How about you? Doing a good job tonight?
Oh yeah, it's a good turnout so far. You're checking on number 27. A great turnout tonight.
That sounds good. Okay, just thought I'd check in. Was up a little late here, and remembered and turned the rig on.
Okay, sounds good. We were going to hold the net on 6-1, but the conditions would not permit, so I ended up here on this repeater.
And they seem to have troubles with that one. I wish they'd had kept that other one. Man, that thing had a huge footprint. It could be heard from here up to halfway to Madison or better. But maybe better things are coming.
Yeah, I'm sure that's for sure. Hopefully they'll get that resolved sometime down the road. Hey, our time, I ask everybody what kind of a TV set they're owning. A Zenith, RCA, or General Electric, LG, or what?
God, I've had them all. Used to repair TVs a little bit. God, I've got 3 Toshibas in the bedroom alone. I think a 50-inch, 19, and a 13 with remotes. In the living room, I had a Panasonic, a Daewoo, 2 Mitsubishis. One was a 35, the other one was a 25 on top of it. That way I could watch NBC, ABC, CBS, and Fox all at the same time. Oh, where did I get the idea from? Well, from Elvis. See, down when he used to watch TV in his dungeon, he had 3 TVs going. That is, before he shot him.
Okay. Now repeat that. Who was that again?
By Elvis Presley. He had 3 TVs down in his basement, and he'd sit there with all 3 of them on so he could watch NBC, ABC, and CBS. Well, I had one more than Elvis. I got Fox on the Daewoo, and I'd sit back and I could watch all 4 of them, and had all the volumes set so I could hear each one of them. And whichever story I like listening to the news, sometimes they'd have it on one, sometimes they wouldn't.
Okay, sounds good. You know, I'll tell you what, you know who used to have the 3 TV sets on at the same time in his office? You know who it was, don't you?
Oh, the president?
That's correct, Lyndon Johnson. Yeah, he had 3 TV sets on in the Oval Office. That we could watch, of course, back in those days, it was just the 3 networks, ABC, CBS, and NBC, so he could watch all 3 at the same time there.
Yeah, he did a fair job, and Lady Bird will always be remembered for planting flowers and trying to beautify the countryside and that sort of thing. Yeah. Very interesting time period. I still think back to John F. Kennedy when I went to Washington and watch the caisson roll down with his body upon it. I'll never forget it.
Well, I'll never forget that either. I was 15 years old at the time. I stayed home from school that Monday and watched the funeral. Yep, Lyndon Johnson. He would have been one of the greatest presidents of all time, but the Vietnam War brought him down.
Yeah. Well, some friend of mine told me some interesting news about what had transpired with JFK, and it's still hard to believe or swallow, but, well, one of these days.
That's for sure. Okay. Art, hey, thanks for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekend.
You too. Have a good night. N9NQD.
Okay, do we have any more stations who would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, I wanted to tell you something else. For a year, my mother bought an old Zenith portable TV, and when we were camping down along the Mississippi River, this was back in the mid-1980s. And I'll tell you what, until about 3 months ago, I used to have that TV, but when my apartment was sprayed for bed bugs, they were afraid some of the bed bugs have gotten into that TV, so I don't have it anymore. But I'm going to tell you, that was a great TV. That baby ran like a tank. I'll tell you what, in fact, the color was much better than it was on my main TV, my LG TV, believe it or not. That goes to show you cannot beat the Zenith or RCA. I don't care what anybody says. Okay. Are there any more stations I'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. No, okay. Now I want to tell you about the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page. Contact Ricky WX9RLT and he'll get you signed up. And I don't know how many stations have signed up for it, but you see update information about the Friday Night Fun Net. You see update pictures of my ham shack and weather information. And in fact, last week's net was the audio was corrupted, so you're not going to be able to hear, but you'll be able to hear the last 4 nets. And right now, my K9MED in Rochelle is recording the Friday Night Fun Net. If I hear Ricky on the air, I'll let him know. But if you want to sign up for the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page, contact Ricky WX9RLT and he'll get you signed up. Okay. Next I want to tell you about the Friday Night Fun Net Central Hotline. Area code 815-232-FNFN, 232-3636, local Freeport number. I had a call just on the hotline check-in before the net started. So that was KF9SD Pan, Warren, Illinois. You see pictures of it on the Facebook page. It's a traditional red desktop touchtone telephone. It's if I'm transmitting, if you hear it ring, which is not the case tonight, but if you hear that phone ring when I'm transmitting, it's a real telephone ring, folks, not that phony baloney cell phone ring. Okay, I believe that's it. Are there any more stations you want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, I'm going to read the Amtrak's code. The Amtrak's considerate. He never knowing he uses the air in such a way as to lessen the pleasures of others. The Amtrak is loyal. He offers his loyalty, encouragement, and support to his fellow radio Amtrakers, his local club, and the American Radio Relay League to which Amtrak Radio is represented. The amateur is progressive. He keeps the station abreast of science. It is well-built and efficient. His operating practice above reproach. The amateur is friendly. Slow and patient as anyone requested. Friendly advice and counsel to the beginner. Kindly assistance, cooperation, and consideration for the interests of others. These are marks of the amateur spirit. The amateur is balanced. Radio is his hobby. He never allows it to interfere with any of his duties he owes to his home, his job, his school, or his community. The amateur is patriotic. His knowledge and his station are always ready for the services of his country and his community. That's the amateur's code. Some to live by not only on the radio, but throughout life itself, as Tony, N9RB, used to say. By the way, keep the people of Alabama and Mississippi in your thoughts and prayers. They've gone through another night of deadly tornadoes. At least 6 people have been known dead. There's a family of 3 have been killed. There's one that the debris ball at one point was 20,000 feet in the air. That's roughly 4 miles up. You know, the Aries Races, Saturn, Salvation Army, and those ham radio operators down south. They're working their tails off, so keep them in your thoughts and prayers. Okay, at this time, are there any more stations I'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Does anybody have any traffic, questions, comments, or input they'd like to bring before the net?
EPZ over comments.
K9EPZ, go ahead, Al.
Yeah, I remember earlier someone talking about the old TVs didn't have remote controls. My parents' old TV had a remote control. It was me.
All right, that was the same one. That was the same with me then. I come to think of it, that's right. I was a remote control also for my mom. She'd say, Jimmy, get up and change stations. At that time we had 2 stations, 13 and 39 channels. Channel 23, I wasn't on the air yet. But she said, get up and get the other station. That's what she'd always say. Get the other station. I would do it too.
Heck, I only get that now. My antenna's not pointing right because, well, obviously the same reason why all my antennas are messed up. So I only get solid. I only get 17 and 39. I sometimes get 23 during the day, but won't get it at night. And I can get 13 most of the time, but it's not real good. It comes in and goes out and comes in. But 17 and 39, I get fine.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I hope let's hope some of the guys can get down there and get your antenna situation resolved. You'll be back in business. Well, you already have been in business, but it'd be nice to get your antenna up to where it was before August 10th.
Yeah, one thing at a time. They just called me today and told me they're going to, if it was all right, they're going to deliver my washing machine on Sunday. So at least I'll have that. Now, if I can only get my stimulus check before I can pay for it.
What about that check you're going to be getting from the local electric company down there? Or are you going to forget about that?
Be able to get it because I canceled that order here in town because they went and called me and told me they got moved up to the 29th of April, and I didn't want to wait another 5 weeks or whatever for it. And I found Lowe's and had one in Rockford. So I went ahead and bought it from Lowe's. And so I can't get the money from the electric company.
You know, like I said, I told you last week, that was a bunch of you-know-what, Crockett you-know-what. There's no reason for that whatsoever. That's a shame.
was talking to somebody earlier, or maybe it was yesterday. It said that it took them like 3 months to get a new stove. That all the plants are closed down or only operating at very low capacity, and nobody's got appliances.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, that's the way it goes. Well, good luck. I hope everything. I still have not been cleared as far as bed bugs go. They took some of my stuff. I haven't gotten it back. I don't know when I'm going to get it back. There's so many things going on around here. People got plumbing problems. People moving in and out, and everything. Of course. About a month or so ago, we were plowing snow and what have you. But so it's just, I don't know what's going to happen to me. But I'll tell you what I did. Today I went out to Farm and Fleet and I bought myself a clothes hamper. They took my old hamper away. So I'm going to have some semblance of normalcy here. So I went and I bought myself a clothes hamper. Here.
Yeah, you got to have something to put your dirty clothes in till you get it washed. Yeah, that's all the things like that and the bugs and everything. That's why I'm not in an apartment. Although it would be less expensive, and they just got done raising my rent here. Makes it a little bit tougher, but I still like living where I'm living, even though I do have to pay my own utilities and my own heat, and I have to pay to get the lawn mowed, and I have to pay to get the snow shoveled, and all that, but, I'm not going to catch something from the next door neighbor.
I hear you. Okay, Al, excuse me, as usual, thanks for checking the Friday Night Fun and participating in the trivia segment, the round table, and what have you there. You, 7-3, have a good evening. We'll talk to you down the log.
Okay, Jimmy. Good net tonight. I'll talk to you later. KD9ETZ, we're going to be clear.
Okay, 7-3, Al. Case on GCR. Any more stations want to check in the Friday Night Fun net this time? Okay, I want to thank Dan and DCH, the trustee of this repeater, for allowing me to use the repeater to hold the Friday Night Fun net when I can't use 6-1. I'm going to run down the list of stations who've checked in. I want to thank everybody for checking in. For those of you who stood by and listened who did not check in, thank you for standing by and listening, but your check-ins are always appreciated. I'm going to run down the list of stations who checked in so far. KL7JAB, 89BU. I had to sneeze there. Okay, K9KGT, WB9PCA, K9RPP, K9NEX, K9HKX, KB9RZC. I'll give him a call on 39 after I get done with the net here. K9QPL, W9JTC, K9MED, and thank him for recording the net. And H9NW, K9MAP, K9RGG. There's a K9QVE, KD9IXE, KD9QVW, KD9EPZL, Rochelle, K9YI, Scott Monroe, myself, K9GCR, net control. K9FLO, Dean, KM9SD, who checked in the Friday Night Fun Net hotline earlier, K9HWK, AK9F, KG9N, K9CFL, and N9NQD. Let's see. I had a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. 27 check-ins, or 26 on-air check-ins, and the one hotline check-in. So the count stands at 27 check-ins. Not bad of a turnout tonight. Any more stations want to check in? Please call now. I'm surprised that Rick K9QDP didn't check in. I wonder if something happened. I'm gonna put him down. For now, I'll put him down as an honorary check-in. QDP. K9QDP. Okay, he's checking number 28. So hopefully maybe he can get checked in before I close down the net in a few minutes. Okay. Okay, I want to thank N9ARB, Tony, HC, honorary check-in, N9PAB, Tracy, honorary check-in, AA9SF, we can't forget about him, the Kishwaukee River Yacht Club, south of Rockford. Dot 89 Sugar Fox. Okay. And one of the best guys in the world, he doesn't check in all the time, but he listens every Friday night. Richard in Belvedere. N9ZO. Alright, I'm going to put down Brandon KD9LOA. HC. And Brandon John KD9OVJ. HC, okay? And Ricky WX9RLT. HC for honorary check-in. Okay, so the count stands at 35 check-ins. Do we have any more stations? I'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net. Please call now. Okay, I tell you what. Be sure you tell your mothers, your fathers, your sons and daughters, your brothers and sisters, your aunts and uncles, your nieces, your nephews, your grandparents, your in-laws, your neighbors across the street, down the street, next door. Be sure you tell your butcher, your baker, your candlestick maker. Be sure you tell your the clerk behind the checkout counter of your grocery store. Be sure to tell the clerk behind the counter of your convenience store. Be sure you tell your waiters, waitresses, and bartenders at your friendly neighborhood bars, restaurants, or taverns, or pubs. Be sure you tell your tax consultant. Tax season has been extended to May 17th. Be sure you tell your tax consultant, your bank president, your bank teller, your stockbroker. Sure you tell your news car dealer, your new car dealer, your used car dealer. Be sure you tell your garage mechanic. Be sure you tell the members of your local PTA or PTO. Be sure you tell your probation officer, your parole officer, or divorce lawyer. Be sure you tell your boyfriends, your girlfriends, your ex-boyfriends, your ex-girlfriends, your husbands, your wives, your ex-husbands, your ex-wives, your ex-in-laws, and of course your old ladies about the Friday Night Fun Net. More check-ins are better than that. Make sure you have a valid FCC license before you check in. We do not take check-ins from jailbirds, jammers, potty mouths, crackheads, dopeheads, potheads, telemarketers. You take an knee during a football or basketball game, we don't take your check-ins. If you don't back the bull, we don't take your check-ins. That's all there is to it. Okay. Okay, at this time, are there any more stations who'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay. Do we have any more stations that like to check in the Friday Night Fun at this time? Please call now. Okay. I'll tell you what. I want to thank everybody. It was a great net tonight. We hopefully you enjoyed it, and I want to thank Mike K9MED Don Rochelle for recording the net. Okay, with that, I want to thank everybody for checking in. Tune in again next week, same time, same repeater for another edition of the Friday Night Fun Net. It's going to be next week. It'll be a special edition of the net. It's going to be Easter edition of Friday Night Fun. I'm going to ask everybody what their plans are for Easter. What do you remember about Easter Sundays in years past? Easter egg hunts or finding Easter eggs or what have you, dying Easter eggs. It'll be a fun night next Friday. So, okay. Tune in again next week. Hopefully we'll be back on the 6-1 repeater next week. Anyway, tune in again next week for another edition of the Friday Night Fun Net. Until then, this is Jim. Case on GCR. Now closing down this Friday, March 26, 2021 edition of Friday Night Fun Net. Return to repeater to frequency normal radio use at 9:26 p.m. Central Standard Time, 10:26 p.m. Central Daylight Time, and 3 hours, 26 minutes Zulu time, with a grand total of 35 check-ins. 7-3s, everybody. That is now closed. Repeater is now open for normal radio use. 7-3s, everybody. This is Case 9 GCR. Wish you all a very pleasant good night.